We finally got the engine back. We'll try to get it installed today. Right now, Paulie's is putting in the front brake. We got our clamp painted up. And this is the adjuster piece. Yeah, we just painted it up. The cable goes through here, it cinches down on it. So we'll put this together quick. We got a bunch of pictures of a 49, so we know how to assemble this. For instance, here's that brake cable.
I can't catch the first thread, I don't think. Yeah. So, I don't know if it's... We'd have to jack it up and see if the wheel still turns.
Why don't you hit the brake once? You got brakes.
So, show them the brake, how far I gotta pull it. You know, we didn't want to be, you know, before I was hitting the handle grip, but the cable does stretch. When you panic, this thing's like, you see something, you're like, you're gonna be grabbing, and it ain't gonna stop very fast, and you're gonna be just stretching that thing out. So we want as good of brakes as we can get. All we got is little shoes about that wide. After further investigation, we realized this had to be up, so the wheel came off for the 6th time. The reason we did that is because there was no weight on the bike. It's really easy lifting it up and leaning it and getting the wheel in. Once the weight of that motor's on there, everything's gonna change. We're gonna put the engine in, and before we did that, we had to get all the paint off these places where the motor sits on there, so we get a good ground. Put some oxide inhibitor on there, and we took the paint off the bottom of the motor. So now he's going to end up putting the engine in. And I can't do that with my back, so I'll just stabilize the bike while he ends up lifting that thing up and putting it in. The top motor mount is resting, you know, together. There's nothing we can do, and it's holding it off the pads. And if we would try tightening that up, we'd break those ears off. So we gotta bend this. So you can see that the motor sits perfectly on the, I mean, there's no air gap here. It's sitting flush right on its motor mounts. This was holding it up, so we had to loosen up these bolts. And now, if I push this one down, you'll see how this, it's like a teeter-totter. So either we gotta put washers underneath here, or I was thinking bending the metal to drop it down, and then you'd have to bend the ears up. No strain on the motor. You don't want any stress riser where this vibration would cause a crack. And we're keeping it loose because now we're gonna put the tranny together and get that in there. We gotta line up the sprockets so that the chain doesn't wear.
I'm gonna work on the speedo a little bit. We had some discussions about this. I don't know if that's black or olive drab or what. But apparently the olive drab is the military. And this is the wrong speedo for this year bike, but it fits. There's provision for a light through the bottom there. That light could be held in this dash right there in that hole. I think we're just gonna run it with no light though. We can always add it later.
Here's the story. We got a rusty ring on here, and he bought a new one. And he's worried that when you put it on, now you gotta tap it in with, you know, like a punch or something to get it so it'll be tight and you don't have it just slopping around. So it was 303 when I started.
We're half over in. He's realized that these gaskets that came with it were shot. We don't have any new ones.
So I'm using black. Now I got a bunch of shit all over, and I gotta get excess off and keep my fingers clean because I don't want this oozing out all over the window. But that's already been siliconed in. All it does is hold the glass in. You don't want it rattling around. You don't want rain getting in and getting your gauge all wet. Now I gotta peen this over all the way around. You won't be able to do this unless you had it on a tripod, but one guy's will hold it and the other guy will hold a punch, and we'll just tap and work our way around. And we'll show you when it's done.
We just staked it in about 4 spots, but we're finding that this number
Right there, it's damaged. Let's see if I can get it to 9999 and go to 0. Uh-oh. That's not good luck. 0 is the dirty one. Now the speedometer cable is functional, but it's just greasier than heck. I was taking lacquer thinner to it, but it's gonna have to be wire wheeled. It's grungy.
We're gonna try to glue these rubbers on here. I'm not a big fan of that spray adhesive. It always seems to let go. We're just gonna try some epoxy and see if that works. Sure. We're gonna probably sand these up a little bit too. Hopefully it holds better.
Parting solution off of it.
Our sandpaper just took the paint right off the top of them ribs.
So you're gonna mix this up?
Yeah, let's mix it up and get to her. I'm gonna put a little in my shoe because the sole keeps coming off. One of these. Is it this one? I realize I forgot to paint the bottom of these, but we can touch that up. We'll see how this epoxy holds that stuff.
We're just figuring out if getting the footboards and the clutch working and the brake over here. You know, we got the rod on here. They're being painted right now. We had to make sure how everything fit.
Here we're knocking down this box again. Our paint job didn't turn out too good, so we're actually going over it with 320 to try to smooth it out. Yep. Should look pretty sharp. We got a chrome hardware kit for the headlight bracket. Get that landed. We went ahead and painted the tranny. We used like this metallic aluminum colored paint, hoping it matches the motor kind of, because that was painted. Looks a little brighter to me. What do you think?
Yeah, shinier.
We're just gonna keep dumping it in there until she comes up to the hole here. Our plug. We never did get a gasket for this, did we?
It's supposed to be like a copper.
Got a new gasket for the top of this thing. We don't have the right
Copper ring?
Yeah, so we're just putting some RTV on it for now. We'll RTV this up, get this all together. There it is. The top piece was base coat, clear coated the same as the frame. There it is. We had to take the back fender back off to get that in there. We're just hoping we can get the chain on. We gotta clean this clutch assembly up.
In there, there should be a little wire brush like a toothbrush.
We got the complete clutch kit, and we got some rivets with this. That goes on there. You just clean it with lacquer thinner. We're gonna scuff it up. We're not gonna deal with changing that disc out. There's plenty of meat there.
I'm just lubing these balls up so it's not dry.
This thing rides on those balls. Who knows how stretched that is, so we got a new primary chain.
There's dry clutches and wet clutches. And any kind can end up getting too much oil saturation in here and then it's just slipping. So every once in a while you take these all apart and it's all filled up with clutch material and everything. You clean them up with lacquer thinner and then these, you wouldn't want to, this is like a little cushion. So when you're slamming into gear, instead of having it just like that, they found out probably from the olden times that you need something to dampen a little so it's not such a jar on the transmission when it's going in gears. You'll see a little spring in there, in that cage. There's a spring in here. So everything's trying to cushion all this hard action that's going on. And even a saw blade, you'll see these. That'll take the ring out of it, you know, because when you hit a board, it's like, and they put that stuff in there to kind of dampen the blade from getting shocked. Well, everything's like that. So a lot of guys will just be on a concrete driveway and they just take these and or the steels and just grind them into the, you can take sandpaper and scuff them up a little bit and then they'll get a better bite. And as you notice, these all ride on these 3 prongs. As these things chatter around, I can feel, you can tell where they were, and they were rattling around. You can feel that. It would be nice to have brand new pins, but we're not gonna change them over. This is the pressure plate. Some guys go more high performance and they have 5. This has just got 3. And you'll see this has got a notch in it. And if you were gonna adjust it, and I've taken a lot, when we took this apart, it was sitting like that. It was on the hump. Well, you really don't wanna be loosening these up and grinding that little titty off. So you just put a big washer on here and you tighten this up, and we put all new springs in here. And as you're doing this, you'll notice that the thread makes this tighten up, and I'm like tighter over here than I'm here. And when you only got 3 places to tighten up, it's hard. When you see these things running, they look like they're all out of, balance. They're whoa, 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 whoa. So you try to get it as even as possible, so when this is putting pressure on it, you're touching the same pressure all the way around. Now the new bikes have just a big, we called it a Belleville washer, but it's like a diaphragm spring, and it puts even pressure all the way around.
I just kept adjusting in half-turn increments to keep that groove on that notch, and measuring with a caliper. We got them all the same now. It's about 1 inch.
So you'll see we couldn't even really rock it around or move it. It just goes straight down and sucks in. But the chain will be driving straight. This is a machined straight edge. One more sticker to add to the collection. And Barnett is a good name for clutches when you're dealing with Harleys. They aren't cheap. Had it soaking in mineral spirits for about a couple weeks. Then when I got it off, I wire brushed the sides, flipped it around, got it all cleaned up, and then I'm spraying this shit on, I had it coiled up, spray it on one side, spray it on the other, and as I'm spraying it, you can see crap coming out of it. And then I'll wipe it down and put it on the bike.
Chain's pretty tight yet, so I think we're good.
Yeah, when you hold it up, it only does like this, so we thought it was good enough shape. So if you get a chain that's really worn, it'll go like this. This has got, some wear, but even a brand new chain is gonna have side play that wears out, and then it gets more of an arch. And a lot of guys, when we were kids, we just oil up the mini bike chain with regular oil. The stuff they got now that creeps in and it dries on, then you leave it sit overnight, you don't have it winging up your back.
Yeah, the clip was all bent on that master link. So we got a new master link, some new axle adjusters here.
So this is the stuff we should have been doing when it was just a bare frame. Now we're running into this where just putting a chain tightener on there. I gotta clean out the threads that are filled with primer and paint. And the other one, the Speedo drive is in the way, so I'm gonna have to loosen up the axle and cock it so I can get in with this and clean out the thread, and then we'll put the chain on. Well, what happened was, this is the pivot point, and the bolts were totally gone. They were worn out. So they go through here, and you adjust this as to how much, and then there's locks that hold it in place and a little screw that holds it. You don't want it so tight that it doesn't want to move, so we gotta do the same equal amount on each side.
Fitting our primary cover on here. And the clutch adjustment is off center. I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna grind off the majority of this tab, because you only need a little bit to hold that cover on. That's kind of what you get with these aftermarket parts. Here's the one we took off of the bike, and it's right in the center, right where it needs to be there.
It's Sunday night, and we have to get a generator and a coil, and then we'll put the footboards on and the clutch pedal and adjust it. We got it adjusted to where all the slack's out of the cable. We get the clutch working, and then have all the contraptions, the footboards and all that, and get the brake working. And then we can mount the gas tanks and do the wiring. Got to put the headlight and the horn on. There's a lot of stuff still to go. It's always the last small details that take up a lot of time.
Yeah, just putting that transmission in, the battery box, fiddling with the clutch and the primary cover was.
We got the primary, we got the secondary chain on.
Yep, that.
And then you can see where, yep, this pivots here. And we had to tap these out, and this was in the way, so we had to take the wheel and turn it. Then we got, everything's adjusted. We got to put a chain guard on and the brake rod to here.
It was a 6-hour session today, just getting that done. I would guess, what do you think, another maybe 15 hours at least?
Yeah.
But it's getting there.